I want to share with you a case study of an inner child therapy and why I haven't been able to really wrap my head around it, and I really wish to share this is because as you know, it's 16 years of me working with different people. I have worked with maybe over 12,000 people. I don't know the exact number, but at least 12,000 people. I do past life regression, I do inner child, and this is a case of a client who has been working with me under spiritual coaching, and we have had a lot of progress. She came when she was very broken, just moved out of a really nasty relationship, and after that relationship, during the course she met another gentleman, and then there was another sense of betrayal, and then major issue has been that she's unable to trust. I would rather say she was unable to trust, and she could never feel safe with any man. She could never feel safe in any environment. She believed that she didn't belong. So we have been working on a lot of other issues, some health issues, some mental health issues. Like, as I said, she came to me completely shattered and broken. And in a very recent session that I did with her, we finally decided that we must go after betrayal. She wasn't ready for this session before, and I had to be very patient and prepare her emotionally so that she could actually go to the root cause. And a lot of people think that every solution is in a past life, especially because past life is very fascinating, and people think that just go to the past life, see everything will be all right. Yes, we do have the root cause of our challenges a lot of times in the past life, but this lifetime and addressing the traumas and the wounds of this lifetime is also equally important. We cannot negate the fact that if a child has been through a trauma and it is a very recent wound, the pain and the discomfort of a very recent wound is always much more. And especially because when we are talking about this life, it is about making choices, right? And the life is the consequences, whatever we are experiencing, whether it's relationship, whether it is health issues, these are the consequences of certain choices we have made. And most people are very uncomfortable to face the fact that they are responsible for their life, and usually people come where everyone else needs to be fixed but them. So anyways, sometimes we are not ready to really see the truth, and it can be my truth, our truth, it can be anyone else's truth, but we do have a sense of judgment, and we do have a sense of guilt and regret and shame, especially and specifically when it comes to this lifetime. Because when they see things in the past life, they say, oh Sahar, you know what, how do I know? I don't even remember what has happened there. So it's easier to come in terms with what they experienced during a session. Inner child work is the more intense work, and usually not everyone is kind of ready to do it, because either it involves the family, it involves your family value system, it involves your belief system that comes from the family. And a lot of children, they do believe they have had a really good life, because there is no way to compare your childhood with anyone else. There is no way to compare your mother with anyone else. There is no way to compare your decisions, as a teenager, or your thought process with anyone else. So most children would like to believe they have had a good childhood, and a lot of us also create stories in our head which we wish to believe, because a child needs to be safe to survive. So in order to be safe in an unsafe environment, the other coping mechanism is to create a story and live that story over and over and again, so that you feel safe at least within your own thought process, within your own energy system. So was the case with this beautiful lady. a very dynamic, professionally successful, but emotionally, mentally, and also physically completely, I would say, broken, displaced, and shattered. So, anyways, so finally, I felt that this is time and she's really ready, because understand, the healing only happens in a space of truth. You cannot heal an illusion with another illusion, okay? You can only go see the truth, perceive it for what it is, and heal it. So I felt she's ready, and she also was courageous enough, and we took an inner child session together. And as I was facilitating her, she had seen a few past lives about betrayal. She had seen other things. We had done emotional healing. We had worked on the belief system. But as I say, always say that you need to remove the root cause. Unless you have not understood the truth and you haven't gone to the root cause, you temporarily will feel better. In one relation or one area of life, you feel better. But the issue, the wound will open in another area, because unless you complete the experience and understand your truth, and you come in terms with your truth and the truth of your life, and then take responsibility for it, there's no way your life will change. So when I age regressed her, and we went to the inner child, during the childhood there was the small episodes of betrayal, and we both felt that this can't be the root cause. And eventually she reached the time of her birth, as soon as she was born. And then she sees two versions of herself. One, the just newly born baby who's being held by the mother and who looks dead, like completely lifeless. And then she sees another version of herself, an inner child, which is standing by a window, staring at the mother and this infant, and is trying to think, how do I manipulate the situation? She was saying that, Sir, this one has a very cunning, manipulative look. And to her surprise, because she comes across a very straightforward, to the point, very, I would say, really authentic, as much as her awareness allows at this stage of her journey. To me also, she is very authentic and one of the best people I have worked with. So she said, I don't know, this is really strange. I am seeing for the first time such a manipulative and cunning look on my own face as a child. So anyways, as we dig further, we realized that the deep rooted cause of her feeling of betrayal, and her complaint was, Sir, I never betray anyone. I really honor my words, to the extent of not even being late for a meeting or never promising something I cannot fulfill. And if I have promised something and I've made a commitment, I will just, stitch earth and the sky together to get the things done and fulfill my commitment. It can be at the cost of my health or anything, but I do it. So how am I witnessing so much of betrayal all over my, with her business? She's into business. So then she realized that, so previous sessions, she had realized that her major soul contract in the family is with the father. And then later we also got to know that the biological father and the father she presumes to be the father are two different people. And this was some secret perhaps of the family. And but the one who brought her up, the father figure as per society, had the strongest soul contract with the soul, and there was a pact between them of helping each other heal and so on and so forth. So at the time of birth, she says, I'm born and my mother is very unhappy with my birth, because it's a reminder of her shame and her unfaithfulness, and the shame, the guilt, whatever comes with that kind of a situation. The biological father is not present, obviously, because he can't be present. And the societal father figure, the one who brought her up, even he is not there. And she felt extremely betrayed that the one who made the contract with me, the one whose womb I was in and is supposed to be my nurturer is so ashamed of my birth and doesn't want to look. The mother was facing continuously the other side and not looking at the infant in her arms, and the biological father is not there, and she felt such a strong sense of being betrayed by everyone. And of course, some emotional release was happening and all of that, and we had to heal certain aspects. We had to understand why did she chose this such a difficult entry to this lifetime, what was the need, and also then we decided to understand what is the look of that cunning as part of her consciousness. Why is the other inner child looking with such manipulation and cunning looks? And then she said that it's trying to understand that, okay, everyone betrayed me. Now, how do I remain the victim in this life so that I get their attention and get the love they didn't give me? So in a way, she was trying to figure out, now how do I manipulate all these people and betray them in some way by being unauthentic and by being a victim and making them look like a victimizer and cause them to pay love and attention to me. And the vicious cycle had continued in her life. Relationship, friendship, business partnership after the other. And I am hoping, it's a very, very recent case study. We haven't yet seen the after effects of it. I am going to be very candid and honest about it. But we are waiting to see now, after this major, I would call it a major breakthrough, what would be the outcome. And I will surely share, or probably I will bring her to my channel for an interview if she would be ready to go with me, or maybe on a podcast if she's not ready to be known who she is and for privacy matters. But on the podcast I'm planning to do. The reason and the purpose of this video is to tell you that you need to be ready to see your truth. You need to be ready to pay attention and realize that everything in your universe, every suffering, every issue, every challenge you're facing is a projection of what you believe. And it is a projection of a perception perhaps, or a belief system that may be not even yours. In this case, it was hers, but there are so many other cases I have come across working with people and also working on myself, that the belief system does not even belong to me or belong to the client, but because it is so deeply embedded almost in every cell of the body, that we keep creating that kind of experience because we so believe that is what we deserve, or we so believe that is our familiar space in which we feel safe. And unfortunately, a lot of children, I would say 80% of people who come from, or maybe more, who come from really dysfunctional families and have had trauma and drama in their life, where they come from emotionally or physically unavailable parents, they actually, this chaos is their home. It is the place where it feels safe. So when they encounter other people who are peaceful, who are centered, who are grounded, who have well-meaning intentions, they can't really wrap their head around that how can someone be like this, and they start actually really doubting and creating conflict in the relationship. And whatever we think we create, so if I believe a person is going to behave in a certain way and I keep thinking about it, I eventually will create that person to behave only with me in a way I expect that person to behave with me. So what I'm trying to say is, watch your patterns. Understand that if you are suffering, if there is a challenge that you don't know what's going on in life and why you are not able to heal it or resolve it or break the pattern, there is something in you which is causing this. Stop blaming the environment, the parents, the life, the universe, the business partner, your spouse, whoever. stop blaming others and start taking responsibility. In my next video, I'm going to discuss about a very beautiful channeled message that I got during my solitude period of 21 days. In fact, I would be sharing with you all the insights I have been getting over these years through channeling and through being connected directly to the source, which I was reframing myself from sharing, but now I'm guided to share all that wisdom with everyone, so that if it is meant for you, you can actually apply that wisdom, and if it is not meant for you, you can discard it. We don't have to fight over it to prove anything. So I will be sharing in my next videos, and my next video is going to be about a very beautiful and a really deep insight about the root cause of suffering for mankind. If you like my videos, and if you think you want to know about the root cause of suffering of the collective of the human consciousness, stay with me for the next video. Take care.